Guys, we've got a great video for you today because we've been having a lot of fun in the last week. So if you remember back to last week's shipping video, I put a challenge to the guys to go out, take the X7s and do some really cool stuff with it. And they have. I've been having some fun with it. They've all been having fun with it. And we've got some really great footage of X7s out in the wild this week. And a beautiful lineup of guitars this week for you as well, as always. And I know you guys come here week after week to see the beautiful guitars that we've made. If this is your first time watching a shipping video, then what this is all about is we're looking back at the guitars we completed over the past 7 days. We're looking at where they're going to around the world, who they're going to. This week they're all going to North America, mostly USA, and one to Canada. And we'll look at the specs and details and finishes. But also what we've been doing every week is we pick a theme and give you a little bit of technical insight into different elements of our guitars. So it's a really immersive experience to see all the different finishes and options and learn about our guitars. So if you're on that journey to buying an emerald, a custom emerald, then this is the place for you. You should learn some things from this, and hopefully it'll be entertaining as well. But as I mentioned, this has been X7 week, so have a look at a few of the highlights from the past week. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here, and as we go through, we're going to maybe bring you different highlights from the past week. We're going to talk about, obviously, the X7s whenever we get to the X7. I'm also going to tell you about some of my personal experiences with one of the world's greatest bass players, and we'll talk about that when we get to the Ballard basses. So this is exactly what an X7 is for. We just had the most incredible night with Billy Sheehan at Mr. Big. And I grabbed an X7 this morning. It still hasn't been tuned. We grabbed it off the wall, and it's been in the car, perfect size for the trunk of the Lotus. And it's spent the day in there. Perfect size for them to go that way. I was right beside the engine. It was about 45 degrees all day, and degrees C for you American guys. Which is pretty hot on the guitar. Took it out, took it to the backstage, perfectly in tune, still hasn't been tuned. That's it for a really incredible day. So we put this guitar in here, this is Friday, we put it in here on Tuesday night. And I picked it up out of the player suite on Tuesday morning, took it to Galway, then Dublin, then back here, and it sat in the back of the car ever since. Now that's a mid-engine car. The trunk in that is gets really hot. So that guitar has been played, it's been jammed, it's done lots of miles on the car. It's got heated up, cooled down, sat in there overnight during the day. All the things that you'd probably be quite nervous to do with a regular wooden guitar. So I thought it was actually a really cool experiment to do, just to see how far out the tuning goes. And it was funny because, you know, I expect you take a guitar like this and you hand it to Billy Sheehan or Paul Gilbert. First thing they're going to do is tune it, but first thing they did was just play it. So that in itself I thought was really cool. So let's have a look. I've got tuner sitting here. And beautiful purple on this, isn't it? Let's see where we are. Everything's a little bit flat, not much. Let's bring it back up. Let me see, I'll set it here. We'll go through each string individually. Does that work? So, a little bit flat in the E. It's pretty close. There we are. That's after 4 or 5 days of travel, a few hundred miles of driving, and a good bit of jamming and playing. So I guess a lot of you should probably experience more movement in your tuning than a couple of songs than you would in that. So yeah, nice little test, and thanks to Billy again for giving us a really great night at Mr. Big in Dublin. And it's been a week full of highlights. So the first one we've got is going out to Teresa in Alberta, and we love the little Synergy ukulele. And you don't see these in our shipping video every week, but we should be selling more and more of these. We need more people to experience the fun of a harp ukulele. So what we have here is a tenor ukulele. It's 4 regular tenor strings, ukulele strings, but you've got 4 extra bass strings as well. And it's just a lot of fun being able to play your ukulele parts and have a little bass accompaniment along with it that you play with your thumb. I'm not going to attempt to embarrass myself here by trying to play it, but maybe just put a 10-second clip here of one of our great musicians playing the Synergy uke. So this one is finished in green carbon on the back and sides. Beautiful color combination, and as you just heard, plays beautiful music. So the next one is going out to Jeff in Colorado. Now I want to give a special shout out to Jeff because Jeff was the person who purchased, or I guess made a donation towards the Tibet guitar that we had. I think we talked about that in a recent shipping video as well. And we want to do something a little bit special for Jeff as a small way of saying thank you. So on the back of this guitar, all the team have put their signatures. So just a little something extra there for you, Jeff. But this is a beautiful specification of an Amicus. It's well, first of all, I'll say about the Amicus, it's our short scale 12-string guitar. So if you haven't experienced what this is all about, it's like the mandolin for the guitar player. And whenever we had our music tour, Jeff and many others, it was the first time coming across the Amicus and experiencing it in person. And I think it was the guitar that surprised people the most. Just the kind of music that comes out of it, how great it is for a guitar player, how great it is as an accompaniment instrument or as a solo instrument. And here you can see it's beautiful. So Royal Ebony, finished in a transparent red, fantastic detail on the top of this, really nice. We've got the gold vines on the fretboard, gold hardware, again with the red Royal Ebony on the headstock, and red carbon back and sides with the signatures. And so Jeff, we were privileged to be able to do that for you. Thanks for being a great friend of the company, and hopefully you'll have a lot of fun with that guitar. John in Ohio. Okay, John, so you're getting an X7. I'm not sure what your plan is with your X7, but the X7, I think the one thing a lot of people say is it's the guitar, it's like a gateway drug. It's people come in maybe and buy an X7 as their first Emerald, and then they end up buying the next 2, 3, 4. And so sometimes our guitars should come with a warning, may lead to more purchases, may become addictive. But the X7 really has been a fantastic guitar in our range. It's our smallest body, it's a parlor size guitar, and I think some people buy it because they've been maybe traveling with other guitars, and they think, well, I want a nice compact travel guitar, and carbon fiber is a great way to do it. And then they realize, well, actually this isn't just a travel guitar, it's a fantastic guitar in its own right, and they find they use it more and more as their everyday guitar, and that then leads them into finding their way towards the X10 and X20 and X30 and all the other great things we do. But indeed, over the years, the X7 has been a fantastic travel guitar. So I set the guys the challenge last week to go out and have some great experiences, and use them the way that we see so many of our customers around the world using them. So we went out on a boat. While they were out on a boat last week with Aidan, unfortunately I was not able to go because I was invited along to Mr. Big. Tough day, wasn't it? So Billy Sheehan had contacted me and asked me to go to his concert in Dublin. So I took an X7 in the back, as you saw, and in the car, and went off to Mr. Big. So that was really cool, and we'll show you that in a little bit later. The guys went up the side of a hill with an X7. We went into a place you're going to see a whole lot more of, let's just say, for a little camping expedition. Campfire, took the canoes out. The canoe was made by me about 20 years ago as well, so you'll see the Emerald logo on the side of the canoe. And I even went out on a stand-up paddleboard with the guitar on my back, just because, why not? So a lot of fun was had, and so yeah, enjoy some of the content from the past week. So what makes the X7 such a great travel guitar is it's just compact size. So it's a 24-inch scale, so it's a little bit shorter. We've made the headstock a little bit more compact, but still has plenty of space for the tuners and for easy tuning. And it's got a nice compact body, but still a big enough body that that still gives you a really great full sound. So that's what makes it great for travel. And also great for your everyday guitar. It comes in a really nice compact gig bag. Gives it lots of strength. It protects the guitar really well. We know that because we've made so many X7s over the years, and various other guitars that we put in gig bags. We've never had one coming back that has been crushed or damaged and needed repaired because it wasn't protected that way. So yeah, they get really well looked after inside that gig bag, and then the strength of the carbon that just takes it all the rest of the way. So this one finished in black carbon fiber. Let's just see the material that it's made from. It's a material that I learned to work with building Formula 1 racing boats, building the safety cockpits for those race boats, and so people were willing to put their life at stake inside that carbon fiber cockpit. And it now is being used for a guitar. So ultimate strength, ultimate lightness, and yeah, who knew you could go from carbon fiber race boats to guitars, but that's been my path.
Well, they call me the breeze, I keep blowing down the road. Well, they call me the breeze, I keep blowing down the road. I ain't got me nobody, baby, I'm not carrying me no load. There ain't no change in the weather, baby, there ain't no change in me. There ain't no change in the weather, baby. There ain't no change in me. I ain't got me nobody, baby, and no one's following me. All right then.
Now, this one is going out to Jose in Oregon, and this is another X7, the X7 nylon. And we've done the X7 in various different versions over the years, mostly in steel string 6. We do it in a 12 string as well. We've done it in nylon and some other custom configurations as well. So it makes a very nice nylon string guitar. I think the smaller body really suits the nylon strings. But this one is finished in cocobolo, beautiful cocobolo veneer, and this really nice little triangle of light wood in the center. The beautiful dark chocolate browns going on here, an amber back and sides. We've got the gold hardware, and then the gold dots running down the fretboard. So very elegant. The pickup system here is got the Graphtec adjustable piezos with K&K Pure Minis inside. So great pickup system, beautiful guitar, and another wonderful X7. So now we're moving on to the Virtuo. So this is going out to Stephen in Wisconsin. So the Virtuo, actually, I think the Virtuo has almost been taking lead again as being our best selling guitar in the last month or two. A lot of Virtuos being ordered, and people just loving the versatility of the Virtuo. It's got the combination of the Fishman Fluence, the Graphtec piezos, the full adjustability, so you can change your string gauges without having to worry about intonation not being right. You can change between electric strings or acoustic strings, and that's a video actually we should do maybe next week. We might talk about strings on a Virtuo. Maybe we'll give a little bit of information about that. Then it's also got the 13-pin output, so a lot of great things you can do in a Virtuo. Very, very versatile, depending on your approach and your needs. This one has a Powell Ferro veneer. It's got black carbon back and sides. It's also got the gold Celtic knots on the fretboard with the silver infinity knot at the 12th fret, and the black hardware, which is just beautiful. So a very, very nice Virtuo. This. I've been watching this guitar going through the polishing room over the last couple of days, and definitely catches the eyes. So it's going out to John in California. It's flame maple. It's got a vintage amber burst. It's got the Phoenix orange back and sides. I think that goes really, really nice with that top. Beautiful color combination there. It's got gold hardware, the gold Go-Do 510s with the gold logo, and then that inlay is just beautiful. So we've got the vines with the red dots, I guess they're probably Phoenix orange dots I'm looking at there. Absolutely lovely combination. It's just, we do a lot of quilted maple, but flame maple has that similar kind of really holographic look. It really moves well with the light. We've got some very nice flame maple at the moment, but works great with the different colors, and it's just a little bit more subtle maybe than the quilted maple. So if you're thinking about the maples, definitely think about the flame maple and have a look at what we have on our site. Pickup system is again the dual system with the graph-type piezos and K&K Pure Minis inside. Which works so well. So beautiful big X30. I love that guitar. Now another X30 is going out to Michael in California, and this is another one that I was watching coming through. This is quilted maple, and a very nice darker brown quilted maple. And the quilted maple, there's a lot of different shades of it. Sometimes it's very light blonde, sometimes it's darker browns in it, and this one has a little bit of a darker color, and really, really nice. So beautiful coloration, really nice pattern. So there's I just love how the grain of it sort of tightens as it goes to the center and then widens going back out with that book match. So very, very, very nice top on this. Gold dots, gold hardware, and a vibrant amber back and sides. So again, I think the color combination on that is really, really nice, and high vibe pickup system. Yeah, love that. Now, so the X30, you know, we're talking about the X7s. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the X30s and how great they are if you're looking for a big jumbo guitar. Very comfortable, very big sound, and yeah, they're kind of special. Michael from Arizona. Okay, so actually we've got two guitars going out to Michael in Arizona. I'm assuming, I didn't check in advance, but I'm assuming it's the same Michael. This is the Synergy X20. It's our largest size harp guitar. So as you can see, quite a lot bigger than our little Synergy ukulele, which is part of the same family. But this is the big, when I say Synergy X20, it's based roughly on the size of the body of the X20, but it's deeper. So it is a little bit more of almost a jumbo size. But it's a very big body, but very well contoured, and gives a really big full sound with the low strings. So power ferro veneer. We've got the offset lines in gold on the fretboard here. We've got black hardware all over. We've got the pickup system here is got the graph-type piezos blending with the Crivo humbucker on the neck, and then we've got graph-type piezos on the subs as well. So some fantastic pickup system. All the control going on here. It's also got 13 pin out So this one we used the Graphtec piezos here to give us 13 pin, which will allow us to go into, you know, a MIDI module like a GR55. And yeah, so there's essentially 4 volume controls, an awful lot going on this, but a very playable guitar. And yeah, I can't imagine the music that he's going to make in this. I'm sure it's going to be spectacular. So Michael, maybe you'll send us in some performance with this. I'd love to see it. Beautiful red back and sides, and overall a wonderful combination on this. So as I mentioned, there's a second guitar for Michael in Arizona, and this one is a 4-string baller. Now, myself and Billy Sheehan were just talking about 4-string ballers because a few years ago I took Billy a 5-string baller to show him when they were playing in London, and he was talking back then about maybe getting a 4-string baller. So we're talking a little bit more about that, and maybe we can make that happen. But Billy's more of a 4-string player than a 5. But I just had the most amazing time with Billy Sheehan, and his music inspires me so much. And I just want to thank Billy for just being a big part of our story over the years. First met Billy back in 2001, as we were talking about when we were down there a couple of days ago. When I first met him, I was just a young guy with a big dream, you know, and now I'm still a dreamer, but maybe I've been a little bit more of a successful dreamer since. And yeah, I don't think I could have quite believed all the things that we've achieved over those years, and maybe Billy was surprised too. But he's always followed our journey. He's been very gracious every time I've met him at different concerts and events and NAMM show, and his music has inspired me, and he's enjoyed having a couple of guitars that I built for him way back then. I built him a 12-string baritone, and I think a little travel guitar maybe is the second one. But yeah, so thanks Billy for really bringing back some great memories. We got to hang out, and I brought that guitar down. It was really fun to just hang out after the show and have some jams.
Said that living with me is bringing her down. She will never be free when I was around. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care.
So back to this baller. This is a beautiful baller, 4-string fretless. It's a Sapelli veneer, and it has amazing colorations in it. I don't think we've used this veneer all that much recently, but it's got most wonderful coloration. It's got a lot of movement, really nice holographic movement to it, and it's got really nice detail. I love that top. The fretboard here, we've got carbon fiber fretboard. And on a fretless, what we do is we actually put a gloss finish on the top of it as well. It just makes it a little bit slicker for whenever you're playing fretless. This one has lines marked in it, as well as this beautiful vine inlay running up here. So it's the Celtic Rose, finished in gold all over. Looks wonderful along with that top. Then we've got the Vibrant Amber back and sides, and as I say, it's the 4-string. Pickup system is got the Graphtec piezos, again adjustable, and the K&K Pure Minis inside. So yeah, it's great sounding and great looking bass. So nice to have 2 ballers in this week. This one's going out to Mark in Tennessee, and this one's Paul Farrell. So the baller we offer in 4-string and 5-string. We're soon going to have it available in 6-string. We're working on the 6-string version right now, and it's available in fretless and fretted. The fretless is available as a plain board or with lines. So a lot of different configurations you're going to be able to do with the baller, and I believe really strongly in our baller acoustic bass. I believe it's possibly the loudest and I think that one of the best sounding acoustic basses out there. You know, I think acoustic basses over the years have got a really bad rap because there's maybe been a lot of them that haven't been all that good, and people just use them more as a visual prop than as a proper acoustic instrument. But when I designed the Ballor, I wanted to design something that was loud enough for proper acoustic performance in a jam setting with other instruments, have tone that was beautiful enough that you'd want to use it for recording. So it had to be an instrument that stood on its own 2 feet in its own right, had a purpose to exist. And then the third thing is it had to be playable, because to get those elements you have to make it large, but you don't want to make it too unwieldy. So, so with the contours on the Ballor, it really makes it very, very playable, very compact for such a large instrument. So, yep, this one's finished with a Pau Ferro veneer, absolutely stunning veneer in every way. Love this big, the light strip running down the center, and the big bold pattern on the top. Bold patterns work better on a big instrument like the Ballor, and that works really, really well. Inlay, we've got the gold vines with the little green infinity knot on the 12th fret, black hardware up there, and black carbon back and sides. So absolutely fantastic instrument to finish off with. So a nice selection, a little bit of a different selection of guitars on the rack this week, and you know, a little bit more with the Ballors and that sort of thing. So it's a nice bit of variety. But what a great week it has been. I had a lot of fun sitting out by the campfire watching the guys play. That was just a thrill. I love being part of that. It was such a great environment, and great to see the guitars being used really in the, you know, where I love them to be used. And we want to be able to make guitars that give you freedom to take any one of these guitars out to a campfire, to be able to take them around in the car, not be worried about temperature and humidity, and just have the freedom to take your music with you. So and that's what actually Billy had mentioned a few times to me, that he just loves his carbon guitars because they're always still in tune. You know, he just picks them up because it's just easy. He knows it's in tune, and there's something really nice about that. But also, as well as what we've been doing in the past week, you guys have been sending us in videos. So we had some great content that's come out in the past week, and we're just going to add them now at the end of the video. And also a big thank you to Andy, who produced a beautiful travel video of his trip out to the Caribbean, and taking something like 7 or 8 flights with his X7, and showed us just how it can fit into overheads, into the back of the car, into the flights, and how well accepted it was by the airline staff. So that was really informative, and very much in line with my experiences as I've traveled as well with our guitars.
We're going to catch a flight from London to Miami, and then after a 24-hour layover, we're going to fly from Miami to Eleuthera in the Bahamas. We're going to be there for a week, then we're going to fly to Cat Island. To get there, we have to go to Nassau, and then another flight to Cat Island. And then once we've been there for a week or so, we're going to fly back to Miami, which again, we have to go via Nassau, so it's 2 flights, for a road trip where we're going to go across to the west coast of Florida. We're going to spend 10 days or so in Florida before taking the red eye back from Miami all the way to London.
So, so it's been a fun week, and we have to do more of this. I'm not going to set any challenges for the guys for next week, because I think maybe we have a little bit of catch up to do, because we spent a lot of time out filming content out on the road. But we're going to do that again. I'm definitely going to do more of those sort of things. That was a lot of fun. So, so I'm not sure what we're going to do specifically next week as a feature, but we will come up with something really cool to add in, along with the beautiful range of guitars we'll be displaying next week. But we're going to leave you with some of the content and pictures and videos that were sent in by some of our customers. So thank you guys for making this all special. Thanks for having a great week, sharing a great week with us, and have a great weekend, and make it musical wherever you're at. See you next week.